Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. To start things off, my administration and I have of course been briefed on the rogue, hostile Verskin militiamen on the loose in Nashville, Tennessee. By the looks of it, there have already been reported injuries around the area. We presume that the rogue Verskin had something to do with this. It's this reason why I'm urging increased dialogue with the Verskin Republic and other intergalactic entities to show this lunatic who's boss. Ha ha, sorry, excuse myself. Looking like BuzzFeed right now.
Hey, did you just assume our reporting style?
With all due respect, madam, that's on you if you were easily boiled up over a simple quip. Now would you kindly please sit down and not cut me off like a Jake Paul fanboy, okay?
Stop it, you're discriminating us.
Could we move on with the conference, Mrs. and Mr. Eddington?
Logan Hader.
What an unconventional briefing, folks. In regards to our earlier discussion, we'll forward a memo urging the CIA to identify and target the perpetrator of these attacks. It is evident that our close ally, the Verskin Republic, with all of their might and territory spanning galaxies, isn't proactive enough in averting lone attacks on our soil. We must appeal to the Verskins and ensure that we as nations are fulfilling our goals in tackling these criminals. Extraterrestrial extremists maliciously assaulting the American people with impunity shall not go unpunished. Our eyes are set on you. With all that covered, now is your time to ask questions.
Excuse me, Mr. President.
Sure, Leeson, ask me.
Piggybacking off of what you said, will there be any official policy coinciding with the manhunt for the Verskin attacker?
At the moment, we haven't finalized our new policy on Verskins with ties to this guy Kronga cult. We don't want another Japan-like situation on our soil.
Mr. President, you have visitors at the Oval Office.
Excuse myself, we have visitors at the Oval Office. We're done for today. I'll answer your questions later on.
Oh, thank God he's gone. We're filing a lawsuit on him.
Oh my God, just shut up.
You racist.
This might sound dumb, Mr. President. Have you called us in for something regarding a dinner?
And something else on top of that, like a special ops program.
Bingo, Drake. We are behind other nations in the whole alien monster slaying business. It's time to step up our game, and it's this occasion that I officially declare you two the first inductees to our very own U.S. Galactic Recon Squad.
So that's it, huh?
Were you seriously quoting Suicide Squad in 2018?
No.
Just stop. Save yourself some dignity.
Coming from you who posted a "Your Mama's so fat" meme.
We apologize for that, Mr. President. We gladly accept your offer.
Genuine question this time around. What's our first mission?
You'll find out. Just settle in for dinner and I'll discuss specifics. We'll make it even.
Of course. I'm starving anyways.
Wonder what Charlie will say about us now.
Mr. President, dinner's ready.
Better not be Meatloaf again, Wong. My fellow Americans, today marks a new era in the global war against intergalactic extremism. As a nation, we've been continuously standing in the sidelines, as friends and rivals left and right struggle to combat the onslaught of extremists from the Anasidin system. Which is why today, I'm announcing the creation of a brand new, state-of-the-art, galactic defense force to ensure peace and stability across the Earth and our universe. I congratulate all of you who volunteered to serve our nation proudly in the most distressing of situations and in the most uncharted galaxies around. And special thanks to a former Verskin official who goes by the name Tsubishi Daworo, for his hard work in developing this program and strengthening human-Verskin relations.
So that's the legendary Tsubishi Daworo?
I don't recall him looking like that. As a matter of fact, what's going on with him? He looks kind of stern. That's strange.
Yeah. Probably PTSD. I'm concerned. Hell hasn't ended for him yet.
You could say that again.
Now, Mr. Daworo, would you care to step up and expand on what our partnership has to offer? Guess he's declining for now. That's all right. I would also like to thank all of you for joining this conference. We will continue to deliberate possible areas of improvement for our brand new task force in the near future. We, as one American family, stand together against those venerating the worst of all evils from ever having a platform in our diverse planet. We will no longer stand in darkness. The time is now.
I'm sold on this.
Finally, something we can agree on.
Rest assured it won't last long, haha.
No kidding.
Hello, Secretary Daddy Cat.
Greetings, Ben.
So this is where we're heading now, starting wars in the far reaches of space, am I right?
For your information, it's our obligation as a global superpower to help maintain peace and adapt to our evolving civilization.
What about Vietnam? What about Iraq? It's bad enough we're reaping the earnings of ordinary Americans for so-called regime change. Even with aliens involved, it's the same shtick.
You're wrong again, the two aren't inextricably linked. You're part of this effort too, Ben, so please don't walk away from this opportunity.
I will, if none of its implications are raised with the president. It's our responsibility to protect our national sovereignty. This is pushing the limits, Monica. Say it how it is.
There's still room for recommendations. We're not in a rush.
Any evidence to corroborate that? No, again, this isn't a hunky-dory get-together.
All right, I'll leave you off with something useful.
Sure, go on.
Withdraw if that's your calling. I'm no longer stopping you. Just reflect on what that could entail for us.
Wait and see for yourself, Monica. Until then, I'll meet you at the West Wing.
It's better than nothing.
Forgot to add one thing. Please keep this a private matter between the both of us until I brief the president on the squad, okay?
That's enough time to reconsider your doubts.
I sincerely doubt that. Lower your expectations.
Secretary Dancy Cat.
Oh my goodness, never seen you so drained in my life.
You have a fill-in for the deputy tonight. He's having a gastric bypass.
Got the memo.
Suzanne, you still got Daworo in your mind? Don't blame you.
Guess you could put it that way. Yeah, Drake, look behind you.
I know. The president's behind us.
No, next to him, it's Thompson.
Looking mighty tough, Drake.
Nice to see you, Secretary.
You've finally risen to the big leagues. Huge honor and responsibility to carry.
What a great day to live, isn't it?
This won't be a cakewalk, Drake. You'll be dealing with and neutralizing dangerous cult leaders and mutated Verskans. God forbid there be mutated aliens. If the Soviets were still around, they'd be cockroaches in comparison.
Never knew terrorists would be the least of our troubles. I got one important question, Secretary. Have you wondered what's going on with Daworo? He was awfully quiet and completely emotionless. I presume something happened to him.
Yeah, we've assumed it was related to trauma at this point.
Calling it trauma would be a gross oversimplification. It's far more nuanced than that. Innumerable factors play into him behaving the way he does. From the Japan attacks to brainwashings, etc. This time around, we can't pinpoint exactly why he's so unresponsive. He'll deflect questions, twist his own stories, and probably snap at you. To put it mildly, he isn't the most reputable ally around. But he's one of the few who have a real grasp of what's going on. Just take him with a pinch of salt, Drake.
That's debatable, Thompson. It can't be this complex. I'll have to get to the bottom of this.
Drake, this is a deeply sensitive matter to the Verskans. If you want to anger Daworo, be my guest. There are lines we don't cross.
It's for the sake of our national security, Drake. One wrong move, the Verskans will just bomb us to oblivion.
Fine. Don't count on it though. Trust me when I say this, something isn't right with Daworo. not just his attitude earlier. I'll find out.
Again, that's not within your authority. We have missions laid out for you. Keep it to yourself.
Of course, pleasure meeting you, Secretary.
Likewise, Drake. Looking forward to working with you.
Please don't disclose or make any mention of this to the Verskins.
Come on, Suzanne. We've been waiting here for them for more than an hour.
Just face it, you'd rather spend time around Washington over the movies. I mean, they'll be here soon. I promise. Just kill some more time.
Come on. Stop. Told you not to take the left turn.
Ugh, I'll help this woman out.
I get your point now. Where are they?
In any minute now. At this point, I'm so bored that even a stranger walking up to us and just yelling out "Hi, nice to see you," would make my day. It most certainly will, Suzanne.
Hi, nice to see you.
Wow, you came all the way from down under over here, just for us?
Catch us up to speed with what's going on with you.
Not a problem, guys. So let's set the record straight. Firstly, over last summer, my friends and I traveled to New Zealand.
Okay, sorry. More recent, please?
I'd love to travel there someday.
Alright then. I've had a quick conversation with Goose Orman just yesterday on the phone. Crud, haven't told you about him. Goose Orman is a Verskin TV reporter, Sabishi Daworo's half-cousin to be exact.
Can't this day just go without anybody else mentioning Verskins?
So, what's going on with this Goose Orman you're speaking of?
Goose Orman got arrested for reporting on a Salvadoran man aiding Verskind extremists in hopes of finding some ancient orb.
So he got prosecuted for doing his job? What a load of crap.
You're right, it's bullshit. People were horrified and sought answers from the Verskind president. Too bad they were thrown with him. Their leader was not like this in Japan. He's devolved from a strong man to just some self-serving coward looking to fulfill some dumb, ancient prophecy.
No, this is suspicious. Were any of these people extremists, or somehow hooligans?
Nope, just ordinary people, now locked behind bars.
That's freaking ridiculous. Why hasn't Daworo been so outspoken about this? Is he a coward?
It'll unravel on its own. We can't barge in right now.
So there's something up with him now, huh?
Look, Drake, I got nothing myself. The fact of the matter is, the Verskind Republic has gone off the rails, but we can't afford to turn our backs and play war games with them.
Grace, we've been oblivious long enough. What if Daworo is somehow connected to these events? He's a sketchy fellow, might I add.
I'm very sorry, Drake, but we have to maintain the status quo. Any wrong move, the Verskins could unleash hellfire on us. We'll all be terrorists in their eyes. Trust me.
Just booked you room 150 for 2 nights.
Wow. I'm flabbergasted, you didn't need to.
I have 10 grand to spare. It's very minimal.
Alright honey, please get this Verskin shit out of your air.
Margaret, this is a private matter. Please leave us alone.
Come on, Drake.
We're on good terms with the secretary, Drake. Worst case.
That's hogwash. Ugh, save it for the room. Damn, I really need to brush aside this Verskin crap. For all we could know, this might wind up being a nothing burger, who knows? Look, Suzanne, I couldn't help it. We still have no clue what their end goal is. What do these Verskans want from this war on terror? It can't be some ancient prophecy. It's crazy.
Drake, I see it as this. You can't just kill two birds with one stone. Something's up with the Verskans, all right, but balancing our missions with your own pursuits.
Suzanne, I'm not concerned about the whole Verskan Republic. It's Daworo.
Same diff. Long story short, you'll put all of us on the line if you even dare provoke the Verskans. If one could defeat a giant monster or conquer nations, then one could slaughter all of us with no problem. Face the awful truth, Drake. It's bad enough to piss off one Verskan. Now visualize billions more. It's not worth the risk. Just please, leave it to the government.
And wait until an actual imminent threat at the last moment? We can't be shilling for these aliens. I promise to brush it aside for now. Doesn't mean I won't remain vigilant.
This isn't about shilling, Drake. Your own goals shouldn't take precedence over our missions. Out of all people, I'd reckon you knew better than this.
Suzanne, what are you talking about? I understand completely. But who can say that the Verskans won't exploit us for their own gain, and render us disposable? That would be the single largest conspiracy in history. What if we're the victims? That's the real question.
Please listen, Drake. We're powerless to them. No nation on Earth could counter their strength, not Russia, not China, not even us. Remember what Grace said? We can't risk a war with overpowered aliens. The last thing we need is another crisis. We're a family. I don't want to lose you. Please, it's not worth it.
Same for you. You can't ignore history either. Verskans have done little to nothing to combat cult leaders, or even help restructure a crumbled Tokyo. Nobody's shining the spotlight on that. They aren't reliable partners.
Again, your own life will be on the line. Come on now.
I know.
Please change.
Fuyme, なぜあなたは首相に付随していませんか?
So far, we're not faring well. We need technical assistance right away.
Our resources are nearly exhausted, Mr. Robek. We can work this out later on.
今早めろ。言葉を持っている必要が寂しだろ。あまり期待しないでください。願望的な思考は彼の注意を引くのに十分ではありません。カバーされている。
船、ダウオロはあなたに一言お願いします。
My gosh, have you outgrown your old suit?
My, Fuyume, aren't you a rising young star?
Thanks, Daworo, but I'm not here for a small talk. My English may be broken, so bear with me. People lately are raising questions about your supposed sugarcoating of controversial verse and activities. That's not even factoring the fact that you were quiet even during that White House ceremony. What's going on?
Nothing, just worn out from a business trip to Washington.
Yes, we know that. What else?
Their president's one of the finest diplomats I have ever had the pleasure of meeting.
Additionally, you would deflect questions, left and right, for seemingly no reason. Were you stressed?
Look, Fu Yume, this couldn't be any more or less than opportune moment to ask such a laughable question.
Whoa, calm down. We're not here to bullshit one another. Is there any internal trauma or not?
From our point of view, nothing to substantiate what you're saying. Let's leave it at that.
For you may, I must now leave as well. Many thanks for your patronage and decency.
Oh yeah.
This happens routinely with us also, Mr. Abe.
Very surreal. Yeah.
I received word that Drake and Suzanne Hartford will arrive shortly.
That means that they're in our vicinity, right?
That's what I literally meant, Mrs. Harris. Now if you'll excuse me, I must do my business.
You think this will take Drake's mind off this whole Verscan debacle?
Who can say?
After you, Margaret.
Thank you.
Who left this here?
Looks important.
No problem.
So now you've decided to relive your glory days, Stacy?
Anthony, I can't go into this shoot wearing this suit.
Well, hurry up and change. You're cutting it short.
No. I have to wear it.
Are you kidding me? As long as I'm alive, I will not give these magazines a platform to objectify and idolize my dear First Lady.
Come to think of it, I'll jump ahead.
You've been so outspoken against gender stereotypes when someone else is affected, but when you're in the spotlight, boom, it's now all about glamour and fashion. Yikes.
Lighten up, honey. This is nothing.
And so it begins.